Hey everybody, keep watching to find out where Stephenie went on her super secret trip.
And also, Seth's going to tell us why he thinks he might be getting wiser.
Stay tuned. Hey everybody, and welcome to Chat Sessions with Steph and Seth. I am Seth Swafford.
I'm Stephenie Sullivan.
We are back with you. Last week's episode was pre-taped, so we had filmed it a few weeks in advance. My friend here was out of the country for a little while, so we're going to catch up a little bit with her and talk about her trip. You got to go to India.
I did, Dubai.
And Dubai. I've always wanted to go to Dubai.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, so I can't wait for you to tell us a little bit about that. But while you were gone, several things happened.
It's like a warp zone. It's like life happened.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a few things that we kind of have to talk about that happened while you were overseas. Number one being, there's going to be another royal wedding. But this particular, basically the Queen saying, yes, I'm allowing this, is a huge milestone within the royal family because number one, well, for those of you who don't know, Prince Harry is marrying American actress Meghan Markle. If you don't know what you've seen her in, if you've watched Suits on the USA Network, she plays on Suits. She's been on several Hallmark movies. Guys, we're actually going to have an American princess. Like, that's a really big deal. She's also half African American, and she's also a divorcee. And she has been previously married and divorced. And the Queen, the Queen is, gave her blessing, and the family has given their blessing.
Well, we knew Harry was going to break the mold. We just didn't realize he was going to break all of the parameters.
Yes, and I think it's going to be an incredible thing to see. She's very well spoken. Every interview that you've seen of them together, they just said sometime in the spring of 2018. Also, we live in Northwest Arkansas, so this is big news around here. The U of A recently hired a new athletic director.
So we were thinking it was going to be one person, or it was being announced it would be one person. And
there was a lot of stories around.
But then when I came back, it was not that person.
No,
so it was like, wow. I mean, so what happened? What drama did I miss?
Well, I don't know that there was a whole lot of drama. I just know that there was a lot of different people saying a lot of different things. Yeah. And so there were things all over social media that it was this person or this person, and it wound up not being any of those people.
So we ended up actually confirming a guy from Houston, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's from Houston.
Yurachek.
So,
Yurachek.
Yes. Hunter Yurachek.
Good.
Looking forward to that.
We wish him well.
We'll wish him well. And then I have to say, this is probably the most important thing that happened while you were gone.
Okay, what?
Brace yourself.
Okay.
I knew this was going to happen to me. I just didn't think that it would happen at 23. I'm 23 years old. I found my first gray hair. Not even joking. It was sitting right here in my head. And do you see there's still a few in there? So I walked into the barbershop and I was like, Maddie, I found my first gray hair. And she went, oh yeah. Kind of like that. And I said, what do you mean, oh yeah? And she was like, well, you've had several now for a while since you've been coming in. And I'm like, what? And you didn't think to tell me that I had gray hair up there? I mean, it's fine.
She probably thought you knew.
She probably just assumed that I knew that I had a couple gray hairs going on at 23. Really, the men in my family are salt and pepper.
Well,
like, by the time I turned 30, everybody in my family is salt and pepper. So I knew it was going to happen, but I just didn't think I would have to worry about it till I was like 27. So 23, going strong. I'll probably be salt and pepper by the time I'm 25. If people look at this 2 years from now, they're going to be like, wow, who's that guy?
Well, I mean, you already look so much older than you are, so people will just assume that you're actually...
Yeah, they're going to think older. I'm 50. People think I'm 35 now. They're going to think I'm 50 by the time I'm salt and peppered.
Well, welcome to adulthood.
Well, hey, it's here. So, more so to you and what you have been doing, you were telling us that you got to go to India, you got to go to Dubai.
Yep.
So, tell us a little bit about, what was that like?
Indescribable, first of all. It's hard to articulate the country of India. The people there are beautiful. Completely different culture, completely different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Clean water is not something that they have. Clean streets. They don't really have like a sanitation program or a waste management program. They just throw it in the street. So first of all, it was culture shock just from that part alone. India is also majority Hindu. Like I think the percentage is like 80 something. And so with that, Hindu is the social structure there. That's their culture. And it's very much a caste system.
Yeah.
A shame and pride system as well, meaning that, you know, you're not going to do anything that will shame your family or yourself. And so a lot of intricate workings. And after being there for over a week, it is now my firm belief every American should go to India just to come back home.
Wow, really?
And to realize that we have it really good here. And even on our worst day, it does not compare to to India. And so,
and that's what travel gives you. Travel gives you a greater understanding of how good we do have it in America and how much we complain about.
Right.
First of all, but you see what other people are dealing with a lot of times.
Yeah. And, you know, we flew into Delhi and spent some time there. And Delhi is basically their version of New York City, if you will. Big, huge city. It's where all the embassies are. All their government sits in Delhi. So that part of the city is gorgeous. Well manicured, well maintained, very picked up, if you will. And also in that area, this is kind of funny, there's a little monkey colony, a little monkey park. And there were a lot of, and I'd never seen monkeys like this before. They had like red butts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Something you don't see at our zoos.
No. And they were like rats. I mean, they were everywhere. We drove up kind of in this little alleyway where they were kind of dumpster diving. And we drove up and they were all jumping down, coming towards our car. So it was like bugs. It was crazy. So that was fun. But they're so cute. Awesome. They're so cute. We spent half of our trip, or a little over half of our trip, out in the villages. Out in and I can't really disclose where we were just for safety reasons, but they have a lot going on out there, and that's where the heart of India lives, is out in their villages. And it was literally like stepping back into the first century. Mud hut homes. There were some paved roads, but it was single lane that might have 4 lanes of traffic on it. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, everybody shares the road. Cars, semis, bicycles, motorcycles, animals, goats, sheep, and cows, rickshaws, and, you know, just everything possible shares this 1 lane road. Yeah. You just have to experience it. It's like a one big game of chicken when you're in the car, driving down those roads. And
you said you got to go to Dubai, so I'm really interested in what you saw in Dubai, because I would love to go to UAE.
Yeah, so we went from one of the poorest places in the world, out in the villages of India, to Dubai, literally in the same day. And wow, is our world so vastly different? Dubai was like stepping a little bit into the future, if you really want to know the truth. Luxury cars are the norm. Like, we're driving.
Because there's a lot of wealth in Dubai.
It's the wealthiest place in the world. Clean, sparkling clean. Every building is glass and mirrored and tall, and it's a little overwhelming, especially when you've been in India. But I didn't realize this, but Dubai is in the UAE, and 7 sheiks banded together and created this neutral zone in the Middle East. Wow. And so when you look at the map, you're right there in Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Qatar, all these real violent areas. I mean, it wasn't lost on me that from my hotel room, I was on the Persian Gulf. We were at a resort that had oceanfront view, and it was Persian Gulf. And there were camels walking down the beach, and there were, it was their national day while we were there. So it's like, it was not their Independence Day like ours, but it's their national day, the day that they were created. And so there's a lot of pride in that. It was just really cool to see how they were banding together there. But we got to go into the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world. I mean, when we went to the observation decks, and the observation decks are on the 125th floor, but it goes up to 150.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool too, to be able to see that. But while I was there, I spoke at a business summit, and so, I've been consulting this year.
Yeah.
And so that was ultimately the reason for the trip, was to go and speak at this business summit, and really just help these guys who were trying to develop sourcing out of India, because one thing about India is they have a lot of textiles, soft goods, if you will, like scarves, silk, linen fabrics, things like that. So just helping them with some basic business 101 tactics.
And for people who don't know, tell them a little bit about your business and what you do with your business, so that they get a better understanding of what you were training these people to do.
Right. So my business is multifaceted. Ultimately, sales and marketing consulting.
Yeah.
And so the sales consulting side is what I was doing over with this group of folks, and just really giving them some business 101 training, because some of them just weren't very strong in their business skills, and they were trying to learn to be entrepreneurs. And so we just really spent some time talking about.
Which, how incredible is that?
Yeah, it was fun.
You know what I mean? To get to share your knowledge with people who want to learn it and who want to be entrepreneurs.
Right.
I think that's incredible. I think to kind of hone and to nurture that within somebody is very important.
Right. And so, and the other part of what I do is John Maxwell training, and some of these people just needed some leadership development. They had it in them. They just needed some refreshment. They needed some encouragement and kind of moving to that next level. And so that was also fun to incorporate a little bit of that. And but the interesting part is, India is such a caste system, and the man in the family, or the man of the household, is the ultimate authority. Second to that is the firstborn son, and then the wife and the rest of the children. And so so there were a lot of women that are trying to do business in India, and so it was real interesting to hear their experiences and to hear how they're surviving over there as a woman in business, in a country that is 100% male dominated, and especially in a caste system. So that was just a really cool dynamic to be able to learn from each other, because while I was bringing them some expertise and some training, they were in turn giving me some information, and we were learning together. So
I love hearing about that, because you and I have talked a lot about travel. We've both been, several places out of the country and gotten to travel within our own country as well. But it's just so important to kind of understand that the things that we oftentimes take for granted are things that other people only dream of having. And that, to me, is kind of what I get from your experience as well, that you have just told us. Like, that's my key takeaway, is that things that I take for granted are other people's, like, that's their hope for their life,
Yeah, I mean, when we were in India, the houses we went to did not have plumbing. Some of them didn't even, all of them in the villages did not have floors. They were dirt floors.
Wow.
Animals lived within their house. Cows, goats, chickens, whatever. They were in a boundary, and for most of those folks, that was inside their house. So I saw a quote while I was in country that just said, was this quote that said that nothing changes if you stay put. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that really is fitting for this trip, because when you don't go, and part of my personal manifesto, the first 2 words is always go, period. And when you don't go, when you stay put, your world is very small. And
that's good. Always go.
Yeah, always go.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, and it's just I live by that, and it's proven to be very fruitful for me. And I know not everybody has the luxury to be able to just pick up and go wherever they want to go, but
well, I should even remind myself that, like, on a Friday night. Go!
Yeah.
Get out of the house! I should remind myself of that all the time. Be like, always go. Maybe not always, but you know what I mean.
Well, there's a balance there.
There's a balance there. So. But that's really good. And getting outside of your own self and your own culture and your own comfort zone. It's all about being in that comfort zone. That's great. I'm telling you what, if we don't get anything else out of this, it's always go.
Always go.
That's good. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Make sure and like the video and tell us what you think. Comment below and let us know what you'd like to see on the channel. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.